So a little while ago, I thought it'd be really funny to imagine what the conspiracy theory podcast within the DC universe would be. You know what, I'm just going to show you my explanation from the first video that I did about this. Recently, I thought it's really funny to imagine what the conspiracy theory podcasts are like in the DC universe. I don't know why, I just think it's really funny to imagine the Bat family being out stopping crime, but like listening to the podcast because they think it's funny how off base they are. So then I actually made what I thought those in-universe podcasts would be like. The video you're currently watching is the third episode. Alright, I hope you enjoy or whatever. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Gotham City Tonight podcast. We're back after a brief break. Just to give you a little bit of an explanation for that break, I actually was feeling kind of sick, and I don't know, I don't want to spread misinformation, but I don't know if it's a coincidence that, you know, the week that I expose that Batman is a demon, I just happened to get sick. Maybe he's got some sort of demonic ability that's supposed to get you sick, but I was just too strong or something. I don't know, you know, I don't want to spread misinformation here, but I just think that that's an interesting coincidence. We do have a really good episode for you today, though. We're going to be visited by friend of the show, Lex Luthor. Great guy, I love Lex Luthor. He's going to talk a little bit with us later. I personally am really excited because the conversations that I have with Lex Luthor are always incredible. So make sure to stick around for that. It's going to be fun. But before we do get into today's episode, I wanted to take a quick minute to thank today's sponsor, Big Belly Burger. I mean, Big Belly Burger needs no introduction. You see them on basically every corner. They're the best fast food out there, but they are introducing an all-new app. You can basically place your order on the app beforehand, and the food will be ready by the time you get there to pick it up. They've got incredible service, like nowhere I've ever seen before. For example, back when I worked with the Gotham Gazette, I was actually coming back from Central City because we were at the time doing a story on Star Labs. And on the way back, I figured, let me get some food, I'm pretty hungry. I drive past Big Belly Burger, I'm like, why not? I decide to go inside, I'm waiting in line. They're going through this line really quickly, and two people in front of me, right before they order, the room starts shaking, and suddenly the Flash runs in. It cuts everybody in line, and this guy says to the worker, I need 150 cheeseburgers. So I'm thinking, great, I'm never gonna get my food. I'm gonna be here for the next 2.5 hours waiting in line. But they tell him, like, no problem. They get on it, and the line keeps moving. I was super impressed. Not with the Flash. I think it was very rude of him to assume that he gets special treatment because he runs fast. But still, good on them for keeping that service at a regular, acceptable pace. And the price was really good. So, really good on them. I'm very happy to be sponsored by them. If you do end up using the mobile app, don't forget to use code GC tonight for an additional 15% off your already extremely reasonably priced burger. Listen, I'm going to be honest here. You know I always keep it honest. That's one of the best parts of my show is I will never lie to you. And there's been a lot of backlash recently in talks about what happened on the prior podcast where the Riddler came on. People are saying that he, quote, exposed me and exposed the truth, which is what we do. So I think it's stupid that people think that he could do that to me. But I heard a lot of people complaining online that the reason we didn't make an episode the following week was because I was actually preparing my legal team for the legal ramifications of what Riddler had said. And that's not true, because none of what he said was true. So why would I need to prepare my lawyer? It was all a lie. I thought we could trust the Riddler, but clearly we can't. I did not make any deals with Lex Luthor to go after whoever Lex Luthor deems fit. That's stupid. Why would I do that? I'm unbiased. That's my whole thing. If you ever get confused, just remember everything that I tell you is correct and true, and anything somebody says that's against me is wrong and stupid. But with that aside, we're expecting a call from Lex Luthor any minute now, but in the meantime, I wanted to share with you a theory that was given to me by a reliable source. I trust them very much, and the more I think about this theory, I've just realized that this is definitely true. So get this, the theory goes that Batman actually secretly owns Arkham Asylum. And that sounds weird at first, but think about it. Basically, he gets these criminals, and he lowers the security so that they can escape. He then goes out and brings those criminals back. The GCPD pays Arkham Asylum for holding these criminals. Batman gets all the praise for catching them, and then the money goes into his pocket. He then lets the criminals go free once again, and then the cycle continues, and it's basically an infinite loop of him getting paid to bring these people into his own asylum that he lets them free from. This explains why Batman's been said to have such high-tech vehicles, and obviously we know Batman is not a human. As I've said in previous episodes, he's a demon, but he does have to get this technology in some way. Maybe he's paying for, Stag Industries to make these expensive vehicles. They don't know that it's Batman funding it, but that's where he's getting the funding, basically, is Arkham Asylum, which is all a scheme to get him more money. He might actually even be friends with the inmates, and he lets them go do terrible things, and then they let him catch them. I mean, come on, it just makes sense. What else could explain why Arkham Asylum is so terrible at keeping criminals in, and how Batman is getting any sort of funding from anybody? So thank you to the anonymous user who sent in this information. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. I will say, I feel like Lex Luthor probably should have called us by now. Maybe they've got the wrong numbers. So do you guys mind? Can we actually call Lex on the number he gave us? I feel like...
I mean, we can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just feel like maybe he's got the wrong number or something. So, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and call Lex ourselves. See if we could get him on the line. Maybe there was miscommunication spread with the number he was given.
How can there be miscommunication if you gave him your number?
I don't know. Maybe he got a new phone or something. Just call him. Just call him. He gave us his number. Just call that number. So yeah, we're gonna get Lex on the line. Hey, Lex,
Thank you for calling Lex Luthor's main office in Metropolis. This is Mercy. How can I help you today?
Yeah, this is Jack from the Gotham City Tonight podcast. I was told Lex was gonna call me, and I hadn't gotten anything, so I was just calling to, hopefully get him on for the podcast.
Hey, Jack, so I would like to inform you that Lex Luthor will no longer be doing any low-level and low-tier podcasts.
I definitely wouldn't call it a low-level podcast. We're the biggest podcast in Gotham City, and one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Well, that very well may be, but Lex Luthor will not be coming on your podcast today.
Just let me talk to Lex. He wants to talk to me. Let me talk to Lex.
I'm sorry, Lex is very busy and unable to take your call right now, but if you'd like, I can leave a message.
Oh, I see. This is about the Riddler thing, isn't it?
Lex Luthor and LexCorp currently have no comment on the Riddler.
I have publicly said that the Riddler was lying.
It would be greatly appreciated if you stopped spreading lies.
I'm not spreading any misinformation.
I'm sorry, Jack, but I do have a bunch of other calls that I need to get on, so I'm going to have to let you go. Lex Luthor will not be coming on your podcast now or anytime soon.
I would like to talk to Lex.
Please stop mentioning Lex Luthor and LexCorp in general. I have to go. Thank you for your call.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Lex and you're going to get fired. Goodbye. Yeah, so clearly she doesn't know what she's talking about and she's going to get fired. Lex definitely wants to talk to me. Has anybody called in? Why don't we talk to fans? We haven't talked to fans in a little while.
Yes, someone keeps calling. I can put them on right now.
Thank you.
All right, they're on.
Hey, you're live on the Gotham City Tonight podcast. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, I can't hear anything. I can just hear breathing. It's the Riddler again, isn't it?
Don't you think that it's interesting
listen,
that you took
just
money
keep
from Lex
calling me.
Luthor
Just cut
and
the
he
feed.
still
Just cut
pushed
the
you to the side?
My favorite part of making these is all of your comments. Some of you will comment like really funny in-universe comments or go along with the joke and come up with your own in-universe conspiracy theories, and I wanted to find a way to incorporate those into the video. So if you comment on this video, an in-universe comment, and then sign it at the bottom with like whatever name you want me to credit it as on the podcast, I might read it on the next episode. I'm gonna read a few of them. I think it'll be really funny. Anyway, that's all.